Time and time again, it keeps on happening. I don't know what T Grizzly gonna do. I don't know. Let's get into it, man.
T Grizzly paid for his aunt/manager to be killed started off as a simple conspiracy. It's now escalated to the point where the murder suspect defense is in court saying that T Grizzly paid for the hit. Let's do a quick recap just to make sure everybody is caught up.
So now, I know we made an older video, or the other reaction video to T Grizzly, but there's been some more stuff coming out, and they say that the shooter is snitching. They basically saying the shooter, is a snitch. But if y'all want to skip the rest of this part, I know we did. I don't know. I think he's gonna be probably covering the same thing, but giving different perspective, because now it's been more evidence. They've been saying that, that the shooter is snitching.
This situation. And if you're not caught up and didn't watch the other two videos, you could go to the T Grizzly playlist to get caught up. But T Grizzly auntie Jobina Brown was shot and killed in 2019.
Sad to have to report this, but Jobina J.B. Brown, the manager and aunt of T Grizzly, was shot and killed in Detroit on Tuesday night, August 20th. Comments about her death began surfacing Wednesday, August 21st on social media before her passing was confirmed by TMZ. According to law enforcement sources, a shooter opened fire on Grizzly's Cadillac Escalade while the vehicle was traveling around Detroit. The gunman allegedly approached on foot and shot Brown, who was sitting in the back seat in her left side. Grizzly was reportedly riding in the passenger seat and got out of the vehicle as the shooter approached. The driver said the attacker fired 3 or 4 shots and noted that Brown screamed before the gunfire began. Brown was rushed to a local hospital but died from her wounds. She was 41 years old. Police don't know if Grizzly was the intended target of the attack. He and the driver were unharmed.
Let's continue the brief recap before we get into the new details, because it's crazy. It left me stunned. So if you watched my last video, you know that T Grizzly did an interview. During this interview, T Grizzly detailed exactly what took place moments before the shootout. T Grizzly and Jobina was riding around in their Chrysler 300 with a driver. They had to make a stop before getting to their destination. They stopped at T Grizzly's family house from his daddy's side. When they stopped there, T Grizzly got out from the back driver's side. Jobina was sitting in the back passenger side. When T Grizzly got out and walked to the porch, gunmen came, opened up the back passenger side, shot into the vehicle, and killed Jobina. T Grizzly says the shooters were looking for him, and that's why they opened up the back passenger side, because they thought that's where he was sitting.
Still breathing and everything. She called me.
They didn't think that. They saw your big ass get up out of there, man. How big is T Grizzly? How big is you, T Grizzly? Ain't you like 300-something pounds, bro? 6'2", 6'3"? They can't miss you. They can't miss you. They said they've been sitting there. I'm just saying. They said that the shooters was sitting there for hours. For I think they say for hours. An hour and some minutes or something like that. It's damn near about 2 hours that they've been standing there. They saw you get up out the car. They could have just ambushed you then. They ambushing all the other rappers. What's making you any different? I'm just saying that the story just not adding up, bro. This is crazy. That's the whole thing I'm saying.
She called you while she was shot. She called me.
What'd she say?
I was trying to talk to her. I didn't hear what she was saying.
Oh.
She couldn't really form no words. You know what I'm saying? But, like, coming for me because they opened my door.
Okay.
And was shooting in the car. They hit her 8 times, though.
And you have no idea where this came from?
No, I ain't got no idea where it came from. But it ain't even matter where it came from. I felt like everybody was a suspect. I felt like everybody was a suspect.
T Grizzly was correct. Everybody was a suspect. But
he just playing that game, no crackle in his voice, not putting down a remote controller and just being like, man, boy, I wish I would have did this, or I wish I would have did that, or my auntie really ain't deserve that shit, bro. No type of crackle in that nigga voice. He just playing the game like he just nothing. The bro that's kind of interviewing him, I think he low-key know that. He low-key know that. And T Grizzly. Cause wait a minute. Wu-Tang and Booker 600 are like real close partners. The nigga that's on trial is real close partners with T Grizzly. So T Grizzly just got married like a couple months ago? I don't know, wasn't too long. Way before his aunt passed away. T Grizzly, you really think that the aunt, her family, that side of the family, is not going to be saying, why are you still hanging around this guy? Bringing him to your wedding. If he close with the killer, why are you associating with them? Why are you bringing somebody to where you getting married at? That allegedly has something to do with your aunt being killed. Why are you still hanging around him? Booker 600. And him a little woo like this. Do you really think that the family ain't gonna pick up on that? Do you really think that the family not gonna pick up on that? You still hanging around this man, and this guy here, 600 and killed your auntie, allegedly, and you with Booker 600 with this guy, this right hand man's. You think they're not gonna question you about that, bro?
That later and exactly what that means. But let's continue the brief recap. Wu-Tang, aka Wu 600, was arrested for the murder of T Grizzly's aunt. Now, Wu-Tang, aka Wu 600, is from 600. He's T Grizzly's associate, and he's Booker 600 associate, who was the groomsman in T Grizzly's wedding. After Wu 600 was arrested for the murder of T Grizzly's aunt, that T Grizzly believed was targeted for him, T Grizzly continued to hang out with 600 members like Booker 600. Wu-Tang was initially arrested for the murder because he was pulled over in Chicago while sitting in an alleyway in a stolen vehicle, as well as being in possession of a firearm. The stolen vehicle that he was sitting in the alleyway was actually the getaway vehicle used in the murder of T Grizzly's aunt. And the firearm, after ballistics was done, was the same firearm used in the murder of T Grizzly's auntie. And the cell phone towers confirmed that Wu-Tang was actually at the location for 2 hours before T Grizzly and his aunt got there. Why would you hiding out at that location with the murder vehicle and the murder weapon? Obviously, you are involved in the murder. But it also opened up more room for suspicion for T Grizzly. If this was a stop that was out the blue, it was a stop that came up while y'all was in the vehicle, and you just made an emergency stop somewhere to grab something, then how did the shooters know to be at that location for 2 hours? It didn't make sense whatsoever. And if they were at that location for...
All I know is that C murder. He in jail for the duck murder. I want to know if that's C murder. I think Just Blow. This Just Blow. I want to know, did he die? Or is he locked up? I'm not sure.
For 2 hours, and they seen you get out, then why would they open up the vehicle and kill your aunt if they were looking for you? It made zero sense whatsoever. And it didn't make sense to the police either. The police chief wasn't buying T Grizzly's story either. My sources told me, and when I say sources, understand this when I tell you this. I'm not talking about hearsay. I'm not talking about associates. I'm talking, everything I tell you, they've been in the room when it happened. I'm not talking about, hey, yo, I heard this. Hey, yo, Pookie told me. No, I'm talking about when I tell you something in this video, understand, the person I heard it from was in the room when it happened. The person that told me is connected directly to the situation. I was told the police chief looked T Grizzly in his eyes and told him,
they said it would be too hard to earn a degree while working full-time, but WGU offers flexible
I know you involved somehow. I'm going to get down to the bottom of this. The police chief thought this. The police chief thought that T Grizzly was involved somehow. They just couldn't prove it. They just couldn't connect the dots because people wasn't talking. Whoever this Wu-Tang guy is, he been quiet. That's until he went to that courtroom today. That's until he went to that courtroom. Oh, and we're going to talk about what happened in that courtroom. It's not looking good for T Grizzly, what took place in that courtroom.
Y'all, is T Grizzly finna get ready to go down for a murder for hire? Something like what Dirk is on? You rappers might well just start doing it yourself, man. Y'all might as well start doing the killing yourself. Because they're gonna snitch on you. They're gonna tell. I mean, I don't know. I don't have money like y'all. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if the money is making y'all do that type of stuff, man. But y'all just think y'all could just kill these folk, man, and just think you can get away like the police is dumb or something, bro. They not dumb. I'm not saying that you had anything to do with it, but bro, the story is suspicious. It's suspicious. Y'all rappers be having so much to lose, bro. Stuff don't even be that deep. That's the same thing with the YNW Melly situation. Y'all think y'all could just put hits on people, kill people, and think y'all gonna get away with that stuff. It don't work like that. I'm just saying. And what's the use of doing that when you have a shooter telling? Oh, that was a waste of time. That's wasting money. Same thing with the Dirk situation. They say, I don't know if Jam told us. Somebody's probably gonna cooperate and end up telling on Dirk. You niggas might as well start going on drills, going on kills by yourself. Because these niggas ain't holding up their end of the bargain. They not. Time and time again, these niggas are telling.
But the police chief told T Grizzly, we know you involved somehow. Now, you could say the police chief is salty. They got something against T Grizzly. They got a vendetta against T Grizzly. Okay, you can probably go with that. But when a police chief is telling T Grizzly that to his face, and he's telling Jobina Brown's family to their face, hey, we know something is up. The police chief told Jobina Brown's sister and Jobina Brown's mother that they believe that T Grizzly is involved somehow. Now, T Grizzly became a suspect almost initially because the police chief discovered, so T Grizzly's uncle was married to Jobina Brown. The uncle went to jail 3 months before her death. Within those 3 months, T Grizzly began an intimate relationship with Jobina Brown. Police chief looked at that and thought, wait, that's messy. That could obviously lead to something.
I think so too. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't know. But I do truly believe that his aunt and him may have been messing around, bro. I think so.
But that's before they began to put the puzzle together. T Grizzly and Jobina never fully admitted that they were intimate, but I was told that family members began to figure it out fairly quickly, and it was starting to get around. Could T Grizzly maybe have gone the extreme to cover it up? Maybe. Now, the rumors that Jobina Brown was pregnant at the time of her death is false. But where those rumors came from makes things so much worse for T Grizzly. The rumors that Jobina Brown was pregnant came from court, and it wasn't a prosecution who put that theory out there. It was the defense. It was Wu-Tang's defense attorney. You see, Wu-Tang is the murder suspect in this trial. Whatever his defense attorney say came from Wu-Tang. See, street dudes was
one thing, Wu-Tang, what he's finna say?
Creative ways to tell nowadays. They telling through their lawyers, right? They won't get their butt up on that particular stand and point their hand and tell it all, but they go and tell through their lawyer, the defense attorney, who is
that defense attorney, Wu-Tang's lawyer, is basically throwing T Grizzly under the bus. He's throwing T Grizzly under. I bet throwing him under the bus. So they know he telling, but the lawyer ain't gonna say that he told that Wu-Tang telling him all this. He just gonna say, do your job. Do your job. That's all that he gonna say. But I bet his lawyer is making T Grizzly look like shit in there. They throwing T Grizzly under the bus. They trying to flip it on him and say this was all about him. And this is why. This is the motive. Because they had an intimate, or he thought that maybe his aunt was allegedly pregnant. And he probably knew that his wife probably wasn't going to mess with him no more. He probably did know that, so he did that by taking her out. I don't know now. I could be wrong.
Responsible for getting Wu-Tang off. He came to court and he says, listen, obviously, T Grizzly put the hit out on Jobina Brown. He said that in court.
It's okay to admit it. We experience dryness. Luckily, we have personal lubricants to keep.
The transcripts would prove it. And he also said that he did it because Jobina Brown was pregnant. Now, the prosecution understands that the prosecutors themselves could probably believe that T Grizzly is guilty, but right now, they're trying to prosecute Wu-Tang. So they brought the autopsy person or somebody, an expert, to testify that Jobina Brown was not pregnant. T Grizzly is a smart man, so he already understands that if the defense attorney is in court saying that you were the one who put the hit on your auntie, that came from the murder suspect, that came from the shooters. That means the shooters is already talking. That means the shooters is already giving information to their attorneys, and they're trying to use that to get him off. It's not looking good for you, man. And all that tells me, to be honest, is that the shooters believed the aunt was pregnant. They probably heard, this is why we're doing this. This is why we're taking her out. They probably was under the impression, yo, we gotta, you feel me, take her out.
Because why would they just say that? Why would they just say, what motive would they really have? I think I said this in my last video that we reacted to about T. What motive would these guys have to kill the aunt? She's not in the streets. So did they think, or did he think that he got her pregnant? Or something was going to come out? It's a secret that he didn't want to get out. Was it that?
Pregnant. And if that's the case, then maybe if T Grizzly is involved, then he probably thought she was pregnant the whole time she wasn't. Maybe he was told if he's involved, right? So if I'm T Grizzly and I'm hearing this information, if I'm involved and I know who I told this to, then I know they tell it. I know they talking already. And it's not looking good at all. Now, the shooter is trying to get the cell phone tower evidence dismissed. The shooter is saying, yo, the phone is registered in somebody else's name. However, that number from that phone is a number that's known to him. It is a number that he's been using for like his probation officer, his family.
He lying. That phone, I told you, nigga, them phones getting you every time. Leave them phones at home. You niggas still gonna drill with them phones. I'm telling you, them phones ain't gonna lie. Them phones gonna tell it.
That's his number. But because the phone is registered in somebody else's name, he's trying to get it dismissed. It's not going. They're not dismissing it. The evidence stands. The driver who was in the vehicle when Jobina Brown was shot and killed, he testified that the shooting took place 45 seconds from when T Grizzly got out the vehicle. What that shows is T Grizzly was on that porch. That shows that there's a high likelihood that the shooters seen T Grizzly. Because from how the car is positioned in a picture of the house, if you're walking up to the back driver's side and you're opening it up, you can see over the car. Like, you can see the porch from that angle. and you'll be able to see a 6'3", 350-pound T Grizzly. You can't miss him. So if he was the target, you'll be able to see him. He was not the target. It doesn't make sense that he is the target. Now, someone who hopped on the phone with T Grizzly, someone who talked to T Grizzly after the incident and was told by T Grizzly what happened, I asked, yo, how did T Grizzly sound? Like, was he like emotional? The words that I was told verbatim, it felt like he was trying to fake emotions. It felt like he was trying to kind of draw up something. Like he was trying to sound like he was distraught. The person told me, bro, I can't really explain it, they said. It just felt like he was trying to come across as if it was this and it was not. Sada Baby was also signed to Jobina Brown. Sada Baby was one of the people who came to identify her body. I believe it was Sada Baby and Jobina Brown's sister, if not her mother, who went to identify her body. And I was told that Sada Baby was distraught. He was effed up about this. I was told, but Sada Baby was looking at T Grizzly a little crazy. The Sada Baby actually looked T Grizzly in his eyes and told him, hey, bruh, tell me you don't got nothing to do with this. Ooh. That even Sada Baby wanted T Grizzly to know, hey, bruh, tell me you got nothing to do with this, man. And that T Grizzly gave his word to Sada Baby that he ain't had nothing to do with this. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Now, the next court day is tomorrow. I'm going to have people in the court day. I'm going to have people in the room. We're going to figure out more details about what's going on. Because the defense attorney for the shooter is throwing T Grizzly under the bus.
I knew it.
Now, right now, it don't feel like the shooter or the suspect is telling, because from their perspective, they believe the case is weak. Because once you throw out the cell phone evidence, at this point, it's kind of like, how do...
When them phones get... That's what's messing up YNW Melly. Listen, that's what's messing him up. Because they saying that them phones, for the last time, you niggas, y'all got to leave them phones at home. Now, when you trying to go into a drill, you need to leave them phones at home. It's not doing no bit of good. If not, you don't need to go on no drill. They will catch you. This device right here is something, boy. They're going to catch you. They saying that, well, we know you was around at this time because your phone pings at this time, pinged at that time. That's how they getting YNW Melly. His phone is pinging off these towers. So that's how they know it places you at the murder scene. So that's how they know you was there. It's the same situation. We ain't even gonna get started on the cameras and all that. You nigga, boy, I'm telling you. The phone, that phone, give a nigga 20 years in prison. Don't nobody got really telling you. This is.
Put him at the location. So he hasn't really fully told you because they believe the case is weak and they can beat it. But once he's found guilty, once they put him right where he belongs, man, it's over with, bro. It's done for, man. It's over with. Now,
he ain't going down by himself.
The family, Jobina Brown family, has been very suspicious of T Grizzly for a while.
I know.
And when I was told why, they said, listen, the family has been suspicious of T Grizzly because he continued to hang with the people that the family believe is responsible for the aunt's death. If Wu Thing, aka Wu 600, is from 600, and T Grizzly groomsman in his wedding last year was Buka 600, the family is like, come on, man.
They're going to start to
question it. We're not born yesterday, y'all. If the hit was for you, then why are you still hanging out with those people? So it's not just us. The family themselves is upset that T Grizzly is still hanging out with the people that are responsible for the death of their, aunt, daughter, niece, mother, wife, etc., etc. What I can say, man, is this started off as a simple conspiracy. This started off as y'all telling me, Flacco, oh, you reaching, Flacco, oh my God, you police, Flacco. Am I still police if this is true? Am I still police if this is true? This ain't no street stuff. If this is true, if a wife and a mother was killed and she wasn't in the streets, she wasn't no gangbanger, she wasn't none of that, is this still street stuff if she gets justice?
Do you know what's really fun?
Facts.
Making a website on Wix.
Is it? Y'all got it backwards, homie. Y'all got it backwards, homie.
Yeah, I got it all the way backwards, man. They got it all the way backwards. T Grizzly just, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just saying what I think. I hope he ain't got nothing to do with this. But what I can say is, you know, it's not looking too good for him. His story is not adding up, bro. Them police is gonna start to question him, ask him some questions, and start doing a little bit more digging. And the thing about it is, they're gonna find out, bro. They're gonna find out. So I hope T Grizzly is getting his lawyers, is getting his shit together, because they coming for you, buddy. They coming. And I gotta guarantee you, that boy Lil Wu, once they get him, he ain't in there by himself. He taking somebody with him. He already talking. He already talking. So it's gonna be his word against yours. So that's gonna be into that, man. I'm gonna let y'all know if it's some more today. We're gonna do some more reactions, man. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. And we out, man.